Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. And today we're going to be tackling something that I think a lot of people think about, and it can be kind of stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Selling your home.
Huge.
It's a big deal. It's like one of the biggest financial transactions most people will ever make.
Absolutely.
And there are so many emotions tied up in it too.
Right.
So we're going to try to break down and demystify the process a little bit today.
I love it.
We're going to be looking at this realtor named Kristen McIntosh.
Okay.
And she has developed this incredibly detailed 151-step plan
Wow. 151.
for selling homes.
That's intense.
It is intense, and we have her actual checklist.
Oh, wow.
We have some of her personal notes, too, so we're really going to get into the nitty-gritty of how this works. And I think what's really fascinating about this is it's not just about the steps themselves.
Yeah.
It's about the thinking behind it. It's about understanding the psychology of buyers, the nuances of the market, and really like going above and beyond for your clients.
So it's not just a checklist. It's a philosophy.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So are you ready to jump in?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. So the first phase of Kristen's plan, we're going to be breaking this up into a few different phases.
Yeah.
Because obviously 151 steps is a lot to digest.
Yeah.
But the first phase is steps 1 through 45. And this is all pre-listing prep work.
Okay, so before the house even hits the market.
Yeah. Before it's even listed.
Yeah.
Before you even really think of it like, okay, let's get this show on the road.
That's a lot of prep work.
It is a lot of prep work. And one of the things that I found really interesting is she actually researches why other homes in the area didn't sell.
That's smart.
Like, who does that?
I mean, it makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to figure out what are the pitfalls?
Yeah.
What are the things that are going to make my listing not sell?
Right. Exactly. It's like she's playing detective a little bit.
A little real estate detective work.
Right. Uncovering these hidden clues in the market data
I love it.
that can give her clients an edge.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed by that. And then she also has this technique called bracketing for internet searches.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is bracketing?
So think about how most people search for homes online. They put in a price range.
Right. Yeah, like 300,000 to 350,000 or whatever.
So let's say you're selling a home for $400,000.
Okay.
Kristen might suggest listing it at $399,900.
Okay.
Why? Because then it shows up in searches
Oh, I see.
for homes between $350,000 and $400,000,
Right.
as well as searches between $400,000 and $450,000.
So you're hitting two different buyer pools, essentially.
Exactly. You're doubling your visibility.
Sneaky.
Right?
I like it.
It's a little sneaky, but it's smart.
It is smart.
And then another thing she does is she creates a standalone website
Oh, wow.
for each property.
Really? For each individual property?
Yeah, with professional photos, a virtual tour.
Okay, so you're making this house look amazing.
Yeah.
You're really showcasing it.
So it's not just lost in the sea of other listings. Right. And I think it creates a sense of like exclusivity and anticipation.
Yeah, like if this house is special, you need to come see it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love it.
So all of this is happening before the house is even listed.
This is wild. I'm taking notes over here.
I know. I'm like, I need to up my game
Me too.
just listening to all of this. But okay,
Okay.
so we've got the pre-listing prep work.
Okay.
Now let's move on to phase 2, which is the marketing blitz.
The blitz. Bring it on.
Yeah, this is where she really, like, I don't know, it's like a full-on assault.
She's not messing around.
No, she's not messing around. We're talking coming soon, signs, targeted social media campaigns, open houses.
Covering all the bases.
Yeah, she's doing it all. And I think this highlights how much the real estate market has changed.
Right.
It's not enough anymore to just like list your house and stick a sign in the yard.
No, you have to be proactive.
Right. You have to go out there and find those buyers.
Meet them where they are.
Exactly. And she does this really interesting thing called reverse prospecting.
Reverse prospecting. What is that?
What? So she'll actually reach out to realtors
Okay.
who might have clients who are interested in a specific type of property.
Oh, that's smart.
So let's say you're a buyer's agent and you specialize in like families with young children.
Okay.
Kristen will contact you if she's selling a home
Right.
that has a big backyard, a place that, something that would appeal to that demographic.
So she's not just blasting it out to everyone.
She's being very strategic.
Very targeted marketing.
Yes. And then get this, after every showing,
Okay.
she follows up personally with the agent who showed the house
Wow.
to get feedback.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like really going the extra mile.
Right. It's all about building relationships,
I love it.
making sure that everybody has a positive experience.
This is great.
So we've got the pre-listing, the marketing blitz.
Okay.
What happens next?
Well, I'm assuming the offers start rolling in.
Yeah, the offers start coming in, and then it's like, okay, now what do we
The
do?
pressure is on.
Right. The pressure's on.
That's when you need a good realtor.
Exactly. That's where phase 3 comes in. Offer negotiation and closing.
All right, let's talk about it.
We're going to get into that next time.
Can't wait.
But for now, I think we've given everybody a lot to think about.
This is a lot to process.
It is a lot to process. It's exciting stuff, though.
Super exciting. I love it.
So we'll be back soon to continue this deep dive.
Sounds good.
So much to unpack with this 151-step plan, right? I mean, we're only on like step 45 or whatever, and we've already covered so much ground.
Yeah, we've barely scratched the surface. It's pretty amazing.
So where did we leave off? We were talking about, the offer negotiation and closing phase.
Right. Yeah. So this is where things can get really interesting and potentially stressful for sellers, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got multiple offers coming in. Maybe you have to counteroffer. There's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion involved, too. It's not just numbers.
Right. It's your home. It's a big deal.
Exactly. So this is where having a really experienced and level-headed realtor like Kristen can make all the difference.
Okay, so walk me through this. What are some of the specific things Kristen does during this phase to make sure things go smoothly?
Well, first of all, she's really big on communication, like we talked about before. She's always available to answer questions, address concerns, and just generally make sure her clients feel informed and supported every step of the way.
Okay, so she's like holding their hand through the whole process.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's not just about talking to her clients. She's also communicating constantly with the buyer's agent, lenders, title companies,
Yeah.
everyone involved.
So she's like the central hub of the whole operation.
Exactly. And that's so important because it keeps things moving forward and prevents any unnecessary delays or hiccups.
That makes a lot of sense. So what about the actual negotiation process? How does Kristen approach that?
Well, she's a tough negotiator, but she's also fair. She always has her client's best interests at heart. But she also understands that a successful negotiation is about finding a win-win solution for everyone involved.
So she's not just trying to squeeze every last penny out of the buyer.
No, it's not about that. It's about finding a price that's fair for both parties and making sure that the deal closes smoothly and everyone walks away happy.
That sounds like a pretty delicate balance to strike.
It definitely can be, but Kristen's really good at it. She's got this knack for understanding people's motivations and finding common ground.
Okay, so let's say we've negotiated a price that everyone's happy with. What happens next?
Well, then we move into the closing process, which can be a whole other beast.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories about closings gone wrong.
Oh, yeah. It can definitely be a stressful time. But this is where Kristen's attention to detail really shines. She's meticulous about dotting all the I's and crossing all the order. It's making sure that all the paperwork is in order and that everything is proceeding according to plan.
So she's like a real estate ninja making sure nothing slips through the cracks.
Exactly. And she's also there to answer any questions her clients might have about the closing documents, explaining things in plain English so they feel confident and comfortable signing on the dotted line.
That's so important because those closing documents can be really confusing.
Oh, totally. They're full of legal jargon and fine print. It's enough to make anyone's head spin.
So basically, Kristen's there to make sure if her clients don't accidentally sign away their firstborn child or something.
Pretty much, yeah. She's their advocate and their protector, making sure that their interests are protected and that everything goes smoothly.
Okay, so we've made it through the negotiation. We've survived the closing. The house is officially sold. Are we done yet?
Well, you would think so, right? I mean, most realtors would be like, see you later, thanks for the commission.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your money, I've got mine. Let's move on.
But not Kristen. Oh no, she takes things a step further.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Well, remember those 151 steps we were talking about?
Yeah.
We're not done yet. We're only on step 90-something.
Oh, wow. So there's a whole other phase after the sale.
Exactly. It's called Beyond the Sale. And it's all about continuing to provide value to her clients even after they've moved into their new home.
Okay, so what does that look like? What kind of things does she do?
Well, for starters, she's there to help with the transition. Making sure they know how to transfer utilities, set up their new address, and even connect them with reputable local service providers if they need recommendations.
That's so thoughtful.
Yeah.
It's like she's their personal concierge.
Kind of, yeah. And it's not just about practical stuff. She also checks in with them regularly just to see how they're settling in and to answer any questions they might have about their new home.
Wow, so she really does go above and beyond, doesn't she?
She really does. And I think that's why her clients love her so much. It's not just about the transaction. It's about building a lasting relationship.
And probably getting a lot of referrals, too.
Oh, absolutely. People love to recommend someone they trust
Yeah.
and who they know will take good care of them.
So what are some of the other things Kristen does during this beyond the sale phase?
Well, one thing that really stands out is that she offers free home valuation reports for life.
For life.
Yeah. So even if her clients aren't planning to sell anytime soon, they can always get an up-to-date assessment of their home's value.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Why would she do that? It seems like a lot of extra work for no immediate payoff.
Well, I think it's all about building long-term trust and loyalty. She's showing her clients that she's invested in their financial well-being even after the deal is done.
It's like she's saying, I'm not just your realtor, I'm your real estate advisor for life.
Exactly. And that kind of commitment is really rare these days.
It really is. So, okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've gone through the pre-listing prep, the marketing blitz, the offer negotiation and closing, and now this beyond the sale phase. It's a lot to take in.
It is a lot, but I think it's really inspiring too.
It is inspiring. It makes you think about how you can apply this level of dedication and attention to detail in your own work.
Absolutely. It's all about finding ways to exceed expectations and create a truly exceptional experience for your clients or customers.
And that's a goal we can all strive for, no matter what field we're in.
Exactly. So what do you say? Should we take a little break and come back to wrap things up?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll be back in a few minutes to finish up our deep dive into Kristen McIntosh's 151-step plan for selling homes. It really is remarkable when you think about it, right? It's this whole philosophy of client care that extends way beyond the traditional boundaries of what a realtor typically does.
It's a paradigm shift almost. Most people think of real estate as a very transactional business. But Kristen's approach is all about building relationships and creating a lasting impact.
And it's clearly working for her. I mean, 151 steps might seem like overkill at first glance.
Yeah, it sounds a little daunting, I'll admit.
But when you break it down and you see the thought and the intention behind each step, it starts to make a lot of sense.
It's not about blindly following a formula. It's about understanding the principles behind the system and adapting them to each individual client and situation.
Exactly. It's like a roadmap.
Yeah.
Gives you a clear path to follow.
Yeah.
But you can always adjust the route depending on the specific terrain you're navigating.
I like that analogy. And I think it highlights the importance of flexibility and adaptability in any field, really. Things are constantly changing. The market's evolving, technology is advancing.
So you got to be able to adjust your approach and stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And I think Kristen's 151-step plan is a perfect example of how to do that. It's a system that's designed to be both comprehensive and flexible.
And it's inspiring, too. It makes you think about how you can apply that same level of rigor and creativity to your own work.
Absolutely. It's all about setting a high bar for yourself and constantly striving to exceed expectations.
Well, I don't know about you, but this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's been a real eye-opener.
And I think it's a great reminder that success in any field is about more than just technical skills. It's about building relationships, solving problems, and going above and beyond to create a truly exceptional experience.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us today for this fascinating look behind the scenes of Kristen McIntosh's 151-step plan for selling homes.
It's been a pleasure unpacking this amazing system with you.
And remember, whether you're selling a house or pursuing any other goal, a well-defined plan, a commitment to excellence, and a genuine desire to serve others can make all the difference.
Absolutely. So go out there and make it happen.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive into a whole new topic. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing yourself to be the best you can.